Good evening, folks. Welcome back to the channel. It's great to see you. It always is. I hope you're doing well. Semi-final time for us over in the Winston Salem. Just the one semi-final today, as a matter of fact, due to the rain delay with Boo and Van der Sanchel, but we'll touch on that very shortly. So you'll be glad to know it shouldn't take that much of your time in this one. But before we get started, as always, make sure you share your predictions with the rest of the team in the comments. If there's anything that I'm going for personally, you should already know where that is by now, unless you're new, or unless you haven't got 30 seconds to watch an interview and you skip past it every time. It's in that pinned comment, and you do with that what you will. And very well. I'm going to ask you to like the video. If you'd be so kind, get yourself subscribed to the channel if you're not already. We continue to grow each and every day. Get yourself involved. I'd appreciate that. It would be an honour to welcome you to the team. But first things first, how did we all manage yesterday? Any winners? Any losers? Did we win? Did we lose? Did we just come close? I'm currently down, but I'm not out with Boo. Although I ain't got much hope for him. I'll be honest with you, I think Van der Sanchel just going to turn up and save this one out. But crazier things have happened. Like I said, Boo is down, but he ain't out. We'll assess the situation come tomorrow. But share with the group, don't be shy, and we'll waste no more time with it, folks. Let's get right into business. Let's get it on. Very well, folks. First off for us today, I say first off, it's kind of the only one that we've got. It's the only official one due to the rain delay with Boo and Van der Sanchel, so it shouldn't take that much of our time in this one, you'll be pleased to know. But you know me, I'll most certainly try and make the most of this. We've got what I would say has got the potential to be the best match that we've seen all week. I would not be surprised if it is. Got Sebastian Korda, Martin Fuscovics, all the potential to be an absolute banger, based on what we've seen from the pair of these so far in the Winston-Salem, providing they can both turn up and deliver exactly what they've been doing in previous matches. This could be a very close one indeed. Played each other twice before, head to head is one apiece, both of them coming last year on the hard court this exact time in the season as well. Sebastian Korda beat him in this very tournament, believe it or not. That's right, Winston-Salem 2023 in straight sets, tiebreak in the first and then 6-3. Happy days. Sebastian Korda did get to the semi-finals that year as well, so he was clearly playing good then. Then Martin Fuscovics got himself a bit of revenge over in the US Open right after it. It took 5 sets, very close game, a hard-fought battle. First round as well, Fuscovics just about coming out the victor in the end of that one. Obviously not faced each other for the past 2 years. A hell of a lot has changed. I suppose the eyes are still on Sebastian Korda. I think my eyes are on Sebastian Korda today. Personally, I would love Martin Fuscovics to take this title. I'd kind of like Korda to do, I wouldn't be opposed to either one. It'd be nice for Korda to come back, get himself back to winning ways, but not only that, get himself a nice little title. He's been playing really well. He's on a decent run now. He's got to take out Martin Fuscovics next on. And he is still coming back off the layoff, and he has played really well, but he's now 4 games in. Still a couple of concerns and question marks around the fitness of Sebastian Korda, in my opinion, but based on what I've seen so far, he's been lights out. He's been shit hot. He's been so good beyond that serve. We'll touch on that in a moment. Martin Fuscovics has been equally as impressive. Had to play one extra game, the game against Hugo Gaston, Italian Greek sport, Batista Agut, and then he came into the match against Yami Munar as a dog. See, this is what they do with you. With Yami Munar, we said it, called it perfectly, didn't we? Gets to a point with Yami Munar where they'll make him a favourite, and you've seen enough, and you go, you know what, you kind of being forced to take him here. Didn't stand a chance against the power of Fuscovics. It's exactly what we said is probably going to happen. I had him for it. Well, I didn't have him, but I fancied Fuscovics to at least take a set, and he ended up taking the pair of them as well. 7-5, 6-3. Happy days. Decent run, man. Gaston, Greek sport, Batista Agut, Yami Munar. Sebastian Korda's done Vic Capriva, Kamil Masharach, and then Kekmanovic, which on paper was probably the best one we've had out of him so far. I thought he looked solid against Vic Capriva. The game against Kamil Masharach, although he did drop a set, we mentioned, he didn't drop a serve all match. Dropped the tiebreaker in the first, and then turned up the heat a little bit in the second and third. Just looked a better player. So the service game, flawless. He hasn't really put a foot wrong all week. The match against Kekmanovic, I mean, I'm not reading into that too much. Absolutely not. I mean, I'm kind of surprised Kekmanovic has actually got this far, considering this guy, for me, this guy's become like one of the most 50-50 players ever. Win one, lose one. So the fact that he won two and lost one, he's already outdone himself in my eyes. So fair play to Kekmanovic. But I'll be honest with you, he beat a pair of shit the beds in the first two rounds. He did. He beat the backhand of Kovacevic in that first round, and then he played Darderi, or who was, like, they said it was Luciano Darderi. I think it may have been his fucking retarded cousin or something. I don't know, but we kind of knew how that one was going to go on the hard court. Luciano Darderi's clearly not cut out for the surface, but turned up against Sebastian Korda, stood no chance whatsoever. I mean, even though Kekmanovic had two decent results prior to the Korda match, he turned up and Sebastian Korda just weighed him in 6-1, 6-4. Have a ball at that. Now, like, the one thing we mentioned about Sebastian Korda, it's the serve. If you've been watching the matches, you've seen it as well. Someone asked as well, how am I watching certain matches because Tennis Channel doesn't show them. I did reply, but I didn't get one back. You'll probably agree, like, the lads over in Europe, I don't know if it's the same in the States, but Bet365, Paddy Power, Sky Bet, as long as you've got dough in your account, you can stream all of these matches. So maybe that's news to you. Maybe that's what the rest of you already do anyway. I don't know. I do have a Tennis TV subscription because I like the commentary for certain matches and whatnot. But yeah, to just answer the question, that's even if you're still watching, you know what I mean? You may have unsubscribed, or I don't know. Who gives a shit? But I just thought I'd clear that up. I do think Fuscovics has looked solid. We were saying about the serve, weren't we? We got sidetracked, pardon me. The serve of Sebastian Korda has been on point. To say the least, on point may be a bit of an understatement. But statistically, and it did come as a bit of a surprise, I checked it out before, over the course of the tournament, all out Korda's serve has looked fantastic. The service game, more so, has been pretty much flawless from the American. Statistically, Martin Fuscovics is just, he's a little bit more efficient on the first serve. It's going in just a little bit more, and he's winning just a few more points on it. Not by much, but it's a fact. You can go and check it out for yourself. Pretty much everything else is tilting the way of the American, the second serve in, the percentage one. The thing that has stood out for me the most this week regarding Sebastian Korda, and you probably know what I'm going to say already if you've been following it, is it just me? Or has he turned up and just aced the shit out of everybody? If I told you Sebastian Korda is averaging 19 aces so far, that's on the tournament. 19 aces in 3 games, he's still keeping that up. 19 against Vic Capriva, fantastic. Another 19 against Kamil Masharak. And then he put up 14, I think it was, 13, 14 against Kekmanovic. What is going on? Where has he been? Has this guy been injured, or has this guy been turned into like the fucking Winter Soldier? Has he got one of them prosthetics and he's just smashing the shit out of everyone? He always did have a decent serve, but I don't know whether that's just me, but that seems pretty impressive. It really does. Now, since we've come back to the hard court in the States, a lot of these players have really struggled, maintaining the level from previous matches. I think Sebastian Korda is more than capable of doing so. The serve doesn't seem to be dropping. Like, the number of aces, okay, but probably didn't even need that many against Kekmanovic. He absolutely walked them. Martin Fuscovics, how many do you think he's averaging? 1.8. 1.8 compared to 19. That very well could be a massive deciding factor in a matchup like this. I say a matchup like this in any matchup, really. That usually is the deciding factor more often than not, innit? If you can't break him, if you can't touch that serve, then you're banking on yourself being equally as solid, if not better than that. And I don't know. That's when you see the errors start to creep in, innit? People tend to beat themselves. I'd like to think Fuscovics isn't going to do that. But I mean, I've seen him do it before. I'm just thinking back to that match against Shevchenko over in Kitzbühel. Now I know it's probably irrelevant in coming into this one, but he's got it in him. He really has. I'm not so certain. about Martin Fuscovics in this one, although I've been very impressed with him so far this week. 2.6 is the price that you can get him at. It's a decent dog. It's a decent dog indeed. I could not talk you off it if you fancy the piece of it. Sebastian Korda for me now is around 1.55. That right? We have on that, call it 1.5, 1.55. It's drifting and fading. I mean, it's shortening, drifting, here about. I think it'll stay around that, if I'm being honest with you. With it being only the one game, like, I'm not going to take it. There's probably not going to be anything from me today on this. I'm most definitely looking ahead to that US Open. Providing what we've seen, I would like to lean towards an over 22.5. I think that total may be 23. We've had a couple of, they've done us out of a game for the majority of them in this week, but could even go over the 23.5. They've both been serving very well. You know, even though Korda's been acing the shit out of everyone, statistically, Martin Fuscovics has been operating at a slightly higher level on first serve efficiency, so that could see him through in this one. Could at least get a tiebreaker. I'd like to think both of them will be tough to break, tough to beat. I would like to think either one of these, whoever wins this, probably looks good for the title, but if either one of these bump into Gio and Pechi Pericard, I don't know what's going to happen for them. It could just be a save out. If we get Sebastian Korda and Gio, it's irrelevant. We'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I would lean towards Sebastian Korda at 1.5. I don't know if there's a lot that you can do with that. It ain't enough for a single for me personally. Lean towards an over. I'd lean towards Sebastian Korda. I think he might just come out and just serve bullets past them. Absolute comets like he's been doing all week. Korda, over. It's nearly the US Open, and I ain't going to waste too much time on that. I don't think I'm going to fire on anything today. I'm certainly not going to nail myself to a cross on this tournament when we've got the big one very, very soon. Very well, folks, very quick. Before I let you go about your business, rain delay. Boo, Van der Sandschulp, whoever wins that, takes on Gio. In the other semi-final, I imagine Gio will beat either one. I say whoever wins that, it's going to be Van der Sandschulp. It's going to be Van der Sandschulp, unfortunately for Boo. I don't see many ways back in this one. I think he's left it a little bit too late to mount any sort of a comeback. He's been his own worst enemy, crippled by unforced errors. He's had multiple opportunities to break the serve, easy smashes that he's either put into the net from what seemed like 3 inches away, and then the other one that he had was an absolute layup, and he sent it all the way down to South Carolina. Yeah, absolutely gobsmacked. But 15 unforced errors and 2 winners in that first set is an absolute disgrace. That guy had 2 more winners than I did, and I weren't even playing. So say less. I'd imagine Van der Sandschulp gets it done. But we can't really break down a match that we've got no odds for. And, you know, regardless of what I've just said, we don't actually know for certain who it's going to be. We do live in a world where Boo could definitely pull this one off. I don't see it happening. I think the sky would have to fall for Van der Sandschulp to shit this one away today. But I will say this, Boo's down, but he's not out. Not just yet, he's down, but he's not out. So we'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and we'll see who's playing. I imagine Van der Sandschulp, if he does win, well, but whoever wins this one, providing they do, they're going to probably going to have to play twice, aren't they? I think Van der Sandschulp comes back, serves this one out, and then he probably has to come back and play Gio later on in the night, maybe. I don't know. Someone let me know how the scheduling works. I imagine you'll do that for your boy, won't you? Of course you will. But very well. That is going to do us for this one today. Appreciate you stopping by. Thanks for watching the show. Like and subscribe before you go. I'd appreciate that too. Very well. Very well then. It is always a pleasure talking to you folks. Always an absolute pleasure. You take it easy, yeah? You take care of yourselves. You take care of one another. That is the most important thing. Let me know what you're going for. If you're going for anything, get your comments in. Share it with the group. Do not be shy. Say if there's anything I'm going for today, but I'll just tell you now, there's probably nothing that I'm going to go for today, especially with it being just the one match. I'm definitely going to look ahead to the big US Open. Can't wait for that. Can't bloody wait. But anyway, I'll be seeing you around, folks. Best of luck with your day, however you decide to go about it. And I'll be seeing you tomorrow.